Yeah, y'all gonna stop coming in my live talking about this Victor dude, bro. We hooping this year. Y'all gonna see.
Alright, team. Today we have some footage of Victor Wembanyama working out with Hakeem Olajuwon. Now, I know we already made the video where we talked a little bit about it and we saw the picture that Wemby posted on his Instagram, but this is actual footage. This is 2 minutes of Victor Wembanyama working out with Hakeem. And with that being said, I think it would be doing a disservice not to check this out and put this on Spurs Spotlight. But before we get into that, as y'all know, I said last video that I wouldn't be able to watch this past preseason game against the Heat, and I can confirm I did not watch it. So could y'all do me a favor, and I want y'all to drop one takeaway from that game, one thing you noticed, one thing you liked, one thing you didn't like, really anything, so I could see a bunch of y'all's takeaways. I know it's only a preseason game, and I don't want no one to be freaking out over preseason. For obvious reasons, it's completely different from the regular season and playoffs, so it's something very small. But if y'all had a takeaway from the game, leave it down below in the comment section. And with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at this video.
Control. That's it. Perfect. So now the ball control shows that you confidence. You know what you're doing. You know what you want. And you're gonna get what you want. Sell the baseline. They change direction. Right there. Right there. Right.
And this is Rashard Lewis, the Spurs' newly hired development coach. He's not exactly an assistant, but he is working with Spurs players to help them get better. And I'm so glad to see him with the Spurs because, you know, he was a really good role player back when he was playing. So continuing to add talent to the Spurs staff and roster is always a good thing. But looking at that move, he's been doing a couple of spin moves, and I saw it a couple times in the preseason. So far, it hasn't worked out too well for him. I saw him lose the ball a couple of times. I think Wemby's using this time as more of an experimental kind of filling out process. And then again, he is a little rusty. He hasn't played since around February. But in the videos, it looks pretty smooth.
You confidence. You know what you're doing. You know what you want. And you're gonna get what you want. Sell the baseline. They change direction. Right there. Right there. Right. You know, the game is tight. You need a basket. You're playing tough defense, and you get an easy basket.
So smooth.
Basket. You're playing tough defense, and you get an easy basket.
That's a fast spin move for someone that's 7'5". And I saw a clip where against the Heat, he came down and split the screen, and then he went down to the paint and got fouled. But just how he is moving with the ball is still insane to me. When I saw that clip of him splitting the defense or splitting the screen, I'm not entirely sure what it was. I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about, but he is moving crazy.
Back here. Right? Face up. Face up. Right. Wow. You been doing that before? Just stop right here. Right. Wow. You been doing that before? Just stop.
That's impressive. This have Hakeem say, have you done that before? You could just tell by his voice he was impressed. But we know that Wemby picks up things very quickly. I believe it was Tim Martin, who's now on the Spurs staff. One of his previous trainers said that he would show Wemby a move and then he could just replicate it like that. That is a live example of Victor Wembanyama picking up a move instantly.
Wow. You been doing that before? Just stop right here. They come back right here. Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. Back to physical. Right there. So the first dribble, the second one.
Yeah. First one, I don't get no momentum though. Like,
No, that's you have to.
get lower.
You gonna gain that by. You see right here. You start fighting there, then you give him that.
But how do I back him down if we're already stuck to each other, you know?
Drop your ass. Yeah.
You have to be able to brace yourself 3/4.
Yeah.
At the base. That will help a lot in all these moves.
So right there, Wemby was asking, how does he back someone down if they're already touching? If he already kind of has his back or shoulder on him, and what Hakeem was saying is you get a wide base, and I think Rashard Lewis said get low, get under him, wide base, and kind of explode, which is solid advice because Victor Wembanyama has never been one to back anyone down. He even had a hard time backing down wings in the past, and I think some of that goes to his center of gravity, but like they said, getting low and getting a wide base is a good start for him.
Yeah.
You have to be able to brace yourself 3/4
Yeah.
as a base. That will help a lot in all these moves. All right. Nice.
Ooh, that's nasty. If he pulls that one out in the game, I might get on here and call him the greatest of all time. No, I'm just messing around. But looking at this move, this reminds me of something Anthony Edwards said. This position right here, I think Anthony Edwards talked to Michael Jordan, got some advice on working in the post. And I believe one of the things he said was to lean on the defender with your back instead of their butt. I'm not the basketball mind, Michael Jordan is, but if he tells you to do something, that's what you got to do. And again, I don't know the exact reason for that. I'm sure they have their own reasoning. But I was just connecting the dots, seeing Wemby do the same thing that Michael Jordan told Anthony Edwards to do.
All right. Nice. It's really difficult for him. All right. But on the weak side, not your man, you can get that all day.
Yes.
So your man, they know you're there. You're going to pump fake. So don't just, if you shoot over, you take that.
And right there, I think he was telling him, just make him shoot over you. But let me run through that one more time. I'm not going to pause it this one just to see one full go around. And watch it one more time before we get out of here.
Control. That's it. Perfect. So now, the ball control shows that you confidence. You know what you're doing. You know what you want. And you're going to get what you want. Sell the baseline. They change direction. Right there, right. You know, the game is tight. You need a basket. You're playing tough defense, and you get an easy basket. Back here. Right? Face up. Face up. Right. Wow. You been doing that before? Just stop right here. They come back right here. Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. Back to physical. Right there. So the first dribble, the second one. You,
First one, I don't get no momentum though. Like,
that's you have to
get lower.
you gonna gain that by you see right here.
Yeah.
You start fighting there, then you give him that.
But how do I back him down if we're already stuck to each other? You know.
Drop your ass. Yeah.
You have to be able to brace yourself 3/4
Yeah.
as a base. That will help a lot in all these moves. All right. Nice. It's really difficult for him. All right. But on the weak side, not your man, you can get that all day.
Yes.
So we haven't seen the effects of this workout come into play yet. Yes, we've seen him get a little bit more in the post, pull out a little bit of newer moves, but throughout the season, through the regular season, there's going to be a point in time where we can link his moves or whatever he's doing to this workout directly, and he's going to look like an entirely new player. I saw on X there was some people that weren't pleased with Wemby's performance. Maybe he wasn't as dominant as they would like. But I think that truly, like, Wemby's smart enough and means so much to him that he kind of holds back in the preseason. And it takes him a little while to get in his groove, especially coming from being out from February. But I do think he kind of holds back. He doesn't want to give you everything in the preseason, and it's pretty smart. Not saying that's exactly what he does. I would say that's my guess. But in the regular season, Wemby's going to look insane. He's going to look like an MVP candidate, and you're going to see all the work he's put in from the offseason show up in the regular season. I don't think we're going to see it at all in this preseason, but that's my bet. With that being said, man, y'all be sure to leave a like. Let me know if y'all like the video. Comment down below y'all's thoughts as always, and be sure to subscribe to Spurs Spotlight. Until next time, it has been your boy Chris, and I'll catch y'all later. Amen.